What's up, guys, and welcome to 28 Years Later Review. The third installment to the 28 series. First was 28 days, then 28 weeks, then they said months and went straight to 28 years. And I don't know if that was the move, dude. Honestly, when I saw 28 years, I was pretty excited. I was like, oh, they can completely do a new story within this world with these scary ass zombies, rage, virus, monsters. The beginning of the film got me pretty fucking hyped, dude. It starts in a pretty fucked up way. 28 years in the past when it first began. And you're in a room with a bunch of kids watching Teletubbies, hearing screams. That's ominous as fuck.
Sit here. Sit. Auntie, what's going on? Jimmy, sit still, keep quiet, and do not move from this spot.
We see one kid survive, get handed a cross from a psycho priest who believed this to be the true reckoning of God, which I did appreciate. I love when there's like, you know, the religious themes being brought into these crazy scenarios with zombies. It just adds another layer to it. I don't know. But yeah, that kid survives. We see him running away with that priest's cross, and then we just skip forward 28 years later. I'm like, all right, we're gonna be following this kid as an adult now. Nope, just completely different people, community, all that stuff. I'm gonna start with the stuff I did like about this movie. I thought they did a good job at giving the sense of seclusion for this community, because this place is just quarantined still, 28 years later. They kept the virus within these areas and nothing can leave those areas. So this community just has to learn how to survive with zombies all around, dude. And the way they have it set up is pretty interesting. They have that path from their little island to the mainland that is only shown for a little bit. They cleared out all the zombies within the close by areas just so to keep it, you know, secluded and secret from them. Tide goes down, they can go over to the mainland, get supplies. Tide comes up, there's no coming back, dude. I really like that. I really like when you get to see the way after effects of a zombie apocalypse in an area. It is cool to see the start of when it happens, and we got that. But, you know, I want to see what it's like years later, and we got that as well. And another thing I like about this movie is that it really tried to keep things practical. There were obvious CGI scenes, but there are things where I'm like, is that guy CGI right there? No, they just got a dude that was that fucking skinny. What? When it is real, it just makes it feel real. Who knew? It's like at the end of Romulus where they got that 6', 7'9" dude, whatever the fuck, to be the gigantic alien creature. Like, that's a dude. Practical. Hits, dude. And you get a sense of like, it's not only going to be zombies that are the issue. They kind of allude to the fact that people are gonna go crazy. Even from the first scene where you see that priest, like, yeah, people are gonna fucking go crazy. We're probably gonna be dealing with a lot of psychos in this movie. Nope, not even a little bit. Even to the character that they allude to being a psycho isn't that much of a psycho. Sure, he's piling up bones of dead bodies, but that's really it. You know, guys just out there surviving, trying to figure out what the virus can and can't do, and yeah, that's it. Guy wasn't that menacing, like at all, really. There wasn't a lot of redeemable characters that I really gave a fuck about. Aaron Taylor Johnson was in the movie for like 30 minutes, and he's a piece of shit dad, and he's kind of a shitty husband. He's cheating on his wife, who's dying of some mystery sickness.
What's going on? I'm hot. Why am I feeling so hot?
And then the whole point of this film, trying to get this boy's mother to the doctor that is supposedly crazy, just doesn't hit. There wasn't enough between the mother and the son for that relationship to really feel like it warranted that kind of risk. And of course you can argue that's a son to the mother. Yeah, but like, show it, you know, like show scenes with them where they love each other. Don't just show her kind of going crazy and that's all we get. You know, and there were so many little things that they would start to do and you're thinking it's going to lead into something bigger, and it just never does. For example, on the son and mother's journey, they both pass out in a church. A zombie's crawling up. You're like, holy shit, the son's gonna get bit. And then we just see a bag go over the zombie's head and just get smashed into the wall by the mother. Like, oh shit, does she have like these psycho episodes? Is she somewhat infected but not really? Like, what's this about? Nope, spoiler alert, she just has cancer in the brain, and we never see her have an episode like that again. Okay, no, we're meeting the doctor. Is he gonna be really menacing? No, he's actually gonna be really nice and helpful. help them figure out what's going on, and just quote like beautiful old quotes from other languages, and yeah, that's really it.
Do you know the words memento mori?
No.
It's Latin. Ironically, it's a dead language. It means remember death.
Oh, but it seems he knows the effects of like the zombies. Yeah, he can trank an alpha, pretty much it. Iodine on the skin, cool. Nothing really happens there. Although I will say, when they introduced the alpha, terrifying. I was like, oh the fucking virus has evolved to where there's now alphas? That's fucking cool. And they're not dumb, they're intelligent. One of them follows the father and the son back to the island. This scene was terrifying. I'll give them that. This scene was pretty sick.
Run, Spike! Run! Go! Fucking go!
The tide was up shin deep, so you know they could trudge through it. They could get over there and be safe. And the alpha follows. They're like halfway across, and then they hear the and they turn around, and you just see big, gigantic motherfucker just chasing the fuck out of them, dude. Any good chase scene in a horror film just gets the adrenaline pumping. It scares the fuck out of me, because there's nothing they can do. He said it himself, that they've put 12 arrows into an alpha, and it did not go down. And it almost got them, dude. That scene hit. Then after that, it just seems like this kid and his mother are just kind of hitting little itty bitty side quests, little tiny bumps in the roads that quickly get fixed, and nothing really goes down too crazy. They get chased into a gas station, get saved by a soldier. The soldier explains to them that he's from, you know, a Swedish military. Their boat went down. They landed on the island. You see that scene, which is pretty intense as well. I can't say that. That scene was pretty sick, seeing all those soldiers fight the zombies into that creepy ass dark tunnel, and they run into the alpha, and the alpha just fucking rips the guy's fucking head off, dude. But again, the soldier's kind of an asshole. Can't relate to them because he's from like actual society. They're from like this quarantine zombie society. You know, he's like showing in pictures of his girlfriend with all this plastic surgery, and they're like, why are her lips so big? Is she allergic to stuff? What's going on here? And the guy just turns out to be an asshole and is gonna murder them when the mom is helping give a pregnant zombie birth. That happens in this movie. They start breeding because they're not the undead. It's not zombies. They just have a rage virus. So, you know, years later, adapted to have alphas and to breed. And I could wrap my head around that. And it gives birth to a baby that is not infected. Is this gonna like lead to some kind of 28 weeks later, which by the way, they just like completely retconned in this movie. Gonna lead to like some cure to, we gotta get this baby somewhere? No, not really. Find out the mom has cancer, and the mom's kind of just like, can't help me. All right, well, just kill me then. It's like literally within the same scene, he's like, you have cancer. And she was like, tight. All right, Voldemort, come clean my bones up, dog. Let's do this. Her bones get put amongst the bone temple that is there. The alpha comes back to get tranked again. And then Voldemort's like, I think you should go now, dog. That's it. Just go back home, dog. I don't know what to tell you. And to go back to what? To my dad with a baby that I named after my mom? Weird. And then he just you know, he doesn't really do that. He just goes back and leaves the baby. And then he goes off on his own. I don't give a what kind of mental state I'm in. I am not going to leave a safe community to go out into the world with these zombies. These zombies are not fun zombies. They're not like Resident Evil, slow Walking Dead zombies. Like I said, not Resident Evil. There's some shit in Resident Evil I don't want to f with. Just Walking Dead. Just Walking Dead. I'd rather have those. But yeah, f these sprinters, dude. I'm done. I don't want the Usain Bolt of fucking zombies to be dealing with. No, thank you. And the movie just ends with this kid getting caught up alone with zombies. And then remember that kid from the beginning of the, remember that shit? There he is. Look at him with his tracksuit, upside down cross, looking crazy. Then he just has like a gang of crazy parkour zombie killers, and it just saves the kid, and then kid's gonna join him apparently, and that's the movie. Leaves the baby at the community. Dropped off the baby and dipped. Yep. Now they got the baby with the note. Maybe the dad's gonna go out and try and look for him. I don't know, dude. It was so fucking boring. Say what you will about 28 weeks later not being that good of a film, but it was way fucking more exciting than shit. Again, cool moments visually, you know, alpha scenes and stuff. And they did film this stuff on phone cameras, which is kind of cool to help with like mobility within that environment. Like that's really it. And there were some shots that I feel like they kind of overused, where at first, you know, you're seeing like the bow and arrow into the head, stop, turn around, other side of the head exploding, you know, like that was pretty sick. And then they did it like 27 more times, and then you're like, I'm good. I don't want to see this anymore. I don't know. I feel like they dropped the ball on this movie, and I feel like it could have been done so well. And enough zombie dick flopping around, zombie boobs flopping around, you know, for the rest of the zombies movies, you know, like ever. You know, we don't need to see that anymore, right? Although it did make sense. I give this movie an alpha out of 10. Nah, but really, I give this movie like a 6.2 out of 10. I really didn't enjoy it, man. I was so bored. I asked my roommate to watch it. He was like, let's watch Alien Earth. I was like, nah, dog, let's watch 28 years later. It'll be fun. Let's watch that. And I'll regret it. But with that, I bid you adieu. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this. It's spooky season. Again, I'm watching horror films that I missed this year or from 20, 30 years prior, you know, classics. So take care now and bye-bye then. Ta-ta.